1, 2, 1.
Every day I pray for mankind. We're all slaves to a generation socialized and sicknesses in the mind. We are habitual thinkers, substance abusers, and habitual drinkers. But free your mind, because the plug is watching from the top floor, hoping you too will fall for the illusions of a temporary high, what we think we need to get by. But are we really trying when kids are dying and depression is trending? Are these the signs of an Armageddon? We're all in denial, and it's all cool until you're suicidal. We never learn from our so-called idols, we're just repeating the cycle. So I never read the news anymore. It's hard not to feel hopeless when no one noticed the explosion came from a man whose legal gun was loaded. It's all watered down and sugar-coated. We voted, but did we really get to choose? We don't need proof that they separate us from the truth. Mothers and fathers are being separated from their youth, and they're selling the American dream and what it appears to be, but they don't teach us that wealth is unattainable with their currency. History is not my brother's story. The original founders were buried in the ground where men have planted seeds of disease, and they've justified being thieves, feeding their inner demons and blaming the minorities. It's a World War III, corruption versus greed, not you versus me. But did we ever think of the need for inner peace? They can't put a price on your soul. Don't matter your religion, right and wrong is something everybody knows. They pick and choose what's equal, who's good and who's evil. And this is the devil's world, but the Lord is coming for his people. We're like Daniel in the den, surrounded by these hungry lions, looking in the jaws of death. We reach for saving hands. No help will come from it. The Lord is coming. Well, the Red Sea's closing in. There's no safety in our mighty horses. Can you feel the driving wind? Behold the crashing waves. The Savior's on his way. The Lord is coming.
See, I know how it feels in the late night, swimming with the great whites, drowning in the deep waters. You got 3 daughters, could use some resources, nah, we just need order. I got my own bad news, forget a reporter. Man, we ain't even safe, they wanna deport us. I'd rather keep us boxed in on the street corners. If you gon' stop and frisk a nigga shit, at least warn us. My dog's still on probation, they got a leash on us. Far from stupid, in fact I'm smarter than Harvard students. Spark the movement and put it into this garbage music. Got me thinking like this can't be life. Man, y'all idiots, y'all voted for the Antichrist. Living in this false reality, it's in this picture gallery. Based on a nigga's profile, we guess a salary. The lifestyle you advertise, quite strategized. Make a minimal amount and then we maximize. Y'all niggas capping with lies, how they capitalize. Creating their own perception, what a massive facade. Digital marketing schemes, even broader regime. Live how you want on the internet, who thought of this thing? No, I'm a new man, need to find a new plan. God bless America, God bless Sudan. No, I'm a new man, need to find a new plan. God bless America, and God bless Sudan.
Glory, glory, we reach for saving hands. No help will come from heaven. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. Glory, glory, glory. The Lord is coming. Oh.
Hello, Strong Hearts. Welcome to Jusme TT. Welcome back. Can y'all hear me okay? Somebody put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me, please. I can hear myself. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Let me know. Salute, Big O. Welcome to the building. Salute, not on my watch. Miss Lush Leggin, welcome. Big Kurt, hello there. Hello, Jamal. Welcome to the building. Okay, let me put this up real quick because I got somebody coming backstage. Jen, can you hear me? Your mic is muted. Hold on, y'all. I take the banner up. Put it up, and I have to take it right back down. Ain't that something? Jen, can you hear me? I see you back there, but I just need to go ahead and go put the camera on your face. We'll do it that way. Put your camera on so I can see your face, and I'll let you up. There you go. You can take it down now. Hello, Jen. Can you hear me?
I hear you, yes.
Okay, I can hear you too. So, you guys, we are coming back in the new year with some bangers for y'all. We definitely have a show planned for this evening, and this is my beautiful co-host, Jennifer, which y'all could call her Jen. That's my best friend for 20 over how many years? Oh, I don't want to say it because it give my age away.
Almost 30. No, over 20. Over 25 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't say over 30.
Over 25.
So yeah, I've known her a long time. High school, you guys. Known her
Yes.
since high school. And she's going to be my co-host this evening. And we have some great topics. But before I get into the show this evening, I want to just kind of recap what I plan on doing for this year on the show. Okay? So I'm going to be going over the hot topics that you all love, right? But I'm also going to be getting into some serious major situations going on in our country that affect us in our communities. Things like our missing exploited children. You know, that's my passion, and that's going to always be the main content that I bring you guys. Just focusing in on these kids and getting them home and just hopefully becoming more of a pillar in that fight. We're going to be going over some of the major world topics that are happening in the Black community, police brutality, the food we're being fed, the recalls on the food. We're going to be piggybacking along with Vino Entertainment TV and her team over there on her channel, and giving back to the community and trying to make a difference, and through her, feeding the homeless and things like that. So we got a list of good things coming, you guys. Just please stay tuned. Please continue to be patient. And I did take a little time off the end of 2023 just to regroup, get myself back together. I've dealt with a few colds and stuff like that. So yeah, we're back. We are definitely back. Salute, Big Bird. So you guys, if you ever have any show ideas or anything like that, please leave a comment on my community wall. Every other month, I'll be dedicating to giving out those missing kids posters, so you can be updated on kids not only in just maybe your area, but just all around our country. And like I said, hopefully we'll get some of those kids back home. So how you feeling this evening, Jen?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Good, good, good. Hello, Monea. Welcome to the building. Good to see you, sis. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right on in. I think one of the first topics, because me and Jen talked over a course of a couple days, and she was just throwing some ideas on what she thought we should talk about, opening it up for the new year. And we had a crazy year last year, right? And so one of the things that was going on was they were introducing lab grown meat to us, right? What you think about the lab grown meat, Jen? Have you seen it in the stores yet?
Say it again.
Have you seen it in the stores yet?
Well, here's the thing, though. See, when they announce it to the public, it's already have been out 10 years prior. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we've all consumed it. Even not, it's, how can I say it? Not knowingly, we all consumed it. When you go out to fast food places, when you go to dine in at restaurants, when you go and pick up that ground chuck or ground beef or those chicken breasts, anything that is not consumed with bones, it's 9 times out of 10 lab grown meat. And by the time they announce it to the public, that's because they've already done their studies. You get what I'm saying? What effects it caused on each individual or whatnot. If it brought health
Sarah, welcome to the building. I wasn't trying to pass over your comment.
no, you're good. But it's been out there.
So like factory grown has actually been lab grown.
Exactly. It's so just different names that they label it with.
Well, you mentioned to me the other day that they were making the double Big Mac.
Yes.
Okay. So behind me on the screen, that's what that is. That's a double Big Mac. That's 4 patties, right?
Yes.
So that's an overconsumption. Can you eat a whole Big Mac to yourself and not get full? Or do you feel like you're still hungry?
Are you asking me this question?
Yeah, and I'm asking the chat too.
I haven't eaten or consumed meat in 3 years, but let's say when I have eaten it, probably at that time, no, I believe that I was probably full from it. But since they, cut product and spike costs, I'm sure, an average grown man, they would still be hungry.
Yeah, because I'm hearing a lot about that. Like you eat fast food and you're still hungry. So it's obviously, the feelers. Like, but let's see what they're saying about these hamburgers. Because I'm just even learning that they're making a double Big Mac. That's a lot of meat.
Right, you would think.
Right. Let's see what's going on.
Do you guys remember this video? Over a year ago, we stored a McDonald's cheeseburger away because the rumors are they don't rot. When I went to go check on the cheeseburger, there was mold, but only on the bun and cheese. None on the patty though. I needed to know for sure, so I went to McDonald's to get a new one, but this time I got it without the cheese. And we will only be using the patty this time, so we know for sure. This will tell us the truth.
So basically, that meat, the bun had mold on it. The condiments on the underneath the bun on the hamburger had mold, but the actual hamburger, the meat itself, did not have mold on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's see what the truth is about this lab grown meat.
So I'm going to tell you what I just found out about lab-grown meat, and I can assure you, you are going to be disgusted. The source of this meat, they need fast-growing cells, replicating cells, just like when you have a farm that makes fruit from a tree. You don't want to plant a new tree every week. You want a tree that gives you a lot of fruit. And this is what they're trying to do with meat. And so what do they find? Well, there's something called an immortalized cell, also known as a HeLa cell. HeLa after Henrietta Lacks, who sometime in the 1950s had cervical cancer, and they removed her cancer cells, put them in a petri dish to see how long will they continue replicating, and they're still replicating today. So if you've already started to read in between the lines, you may guess where I'm going with this, that they realized the best source for fast replicating cells to make lab-grown meat that you're going to
Trina,
eat are
let me
cancer
jump
and
in and jump back
pre-cancer
out, okay?
cells. That means
Or
taking
jump out and
cancerous
jump
and
back in.
pre-cancerous cells, literally putting them as the base and having those replicate to continue as a fast as possible pace, produce the meat that you're going to eat. And if that isn't disgusting enough, wait for part 2, and I'm going to tell you the second source.
Okay. So Jen had to jump down. She'll be back up. But basically, y'all, what all lab grown meat is cancerous cells. That's what that is. Do they have to list that on the packaging? No. It's up to us to do our own research and find out what we're consuming and what we're feeding our children, and definitely opt out of eating it. Now, a lot of people have gone vegan, as you heard Jen say. She's been meatless. She's had a meatless diet for 3 years. A lot of people are opting that way. I'm simply saying, because I'm not up here to persuade anybody to do anything. You like what you like, but the best thing would be to just take the precautions and research what you're putting in your bodies. He said it's cancer cells that's continuously replicant. Hey, Roundtable, welcome to the building. So we know that what cancer is. We know the effects of cancer, and we know what it does to people. So ask yourself, is that really something that you want to put in your body? You know what I'm saying? Lab grown meat, I think by the middle of 2023 was already in our stores being sold. We're seeing a shortage in meat all the way around, and that's probably why, because they're replacing everything with this lab grown meat. And I know that okay, she's back. I know Bill Gates and a few other, billionaires have invested in this. So, when you got a group of people with money and putting in an investment, the world is going to follow suit with what they're saying. So, what is there anything else you wanted to add about the McDonald's hamburgers and the lab grown meat, Jen?
It's not good for you. I mean, none of the stuff that we're consuming today is good for you. We talked about this in the past. As long as if you're growing your own vegetables and raising your own meat, your cattle, then that's a different story. But just like you said, with Bill Gates basically running 90% of the farmland, and everything that we put on the shelves in the grocery store, that it's no good. That's why, if you notice, that a lot of these butchers that we were known from growing up, with in the neighborhood, are closing or have closed, because he's trying to put his food and products out there on the market. But like I said, things have always been out 10 years prior. So, my son is 10. So things were out before he was even born. You get what I'm saying? It's not good.
Welcome to the building.
It's not good to consume at all. Like you just said earlier, it's cancer products, cancer causing products. And it's not meat. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't care how you label it, how you go around with it. It's not the meat that we grew up with. It's
right.
Not the meat that your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother grew up. It's not the same at all.
Right. Because when we were growing up, you ate a hamburger, you was full. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then all these extra fillers is obviously going against our natural cells in our bodies. And that's why
I wouldn't call it fillers, because you're saying it's like they're adding stuff to it. It's not meat, period. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not meat. Just for instance, when we were eating meat, and I would always go for the high quality of the cow, which was usually the ground chuck. You go now and you buy ground chuck. Before then, when you, let me put it this way, when you used to buy ground chuck, it was less fat. So you very seldom saw anything as far as the grease in the meat. Now, when you go and you buy ground chuck, it's greasier than the ground beef that you consume.
And clogging your arteries just as quick.
Exactly.
Just as quick as you eat it. You're
And then it's not 100% beef. If I have 10% of the beef in there, by law, I can say that it's 100% beef. But whatever meat that I have left over in my facility, my place of where I'm producing this meat, if let's say I have leftover chicken or leftover pork or lamb, whatever type of meat, I can throw that in there and say, hey, that's ground beef. You get what I'm saying?
uh-huh. Yeah. And doesn't it take several days for our bodies to digest red meat?
What is it, 7 to 14 days?
Okay, so can you imagine that? Like, it's taken 7 to 14 days for my body to rid of this meat that I consume.
Exactly.
Salute, CEO. Welcome to the building. Thank you guys so much for being here again. And please enjoy the show. Don't forget to hit the like. Yeah, please read your labels, you guys. She brought that to my attention again. And she's very self-conscious on what she's eating. And she, me and her discussed me starting a garden. And I had my soil assessed last year, and they said the soil's no good. Don't even fool with it. Don't put a seed in it. So I've been doing a lot of research on this, guys, and I'm just like afraid for us, I don't want any of my close loved ones and friends to be sick behind eating this stuff. So read your labels, know what you're digesting and putting into your body, and just be more self-aware of that. So, Jen, we're going to close out the topic of lab-grown meat.
Okay.
You're right. It is no joke. Not on my watch. And move on to the next topic, which was hold on, I'm going to read off my notepad. Trying to be organized. Somebody, okay. We'll deal with that. Hold on. And if anybody wants to hit the link and add to the conversation, please feel free to do so. This open panel. Y'all know how I do. I like the conversation. I like all the different opinions. Mississippi. Jan, what's going on in Mississippi? Now, this is a subject that has been popping up for days, and I know you all may have heard about it. You want me to drop the link? Okay. CEO, can you put your camera on so I can see that it's you? Yep, there you go. You can turn it off.
What's going on?
Hey, CEO, welcome to the panel. Did you want to add anything about the lab-grown meat and the McDonald's hamburger?
Yeah, I might have missed something. I don't know if I did or not, but so I want to know I want to know the process of lab meat and lab grown meat.
You want to know the process of it?
Yeah, maybe I don't know if I thought that she maybe had the answers or something, but I'm just curious about the whole process of it. How does it even start? How do you start?
Well, see, what lab grown meat, or what they would consist of lab grown meat, is basically they're taking the cells off of a living cow, chicken, lamb, whatever meat that you consume. Okay.
Animal blood cells. Yeah.
Right. And then they do their own little miracle and play God. And, basically they're taking the cells that produce or that produce the meat. Okay, so
Right.
basically what they're doing is producing the meat without producing the live animal. Does that make sense?
So pretty much they taking the cells and like adding the steroids and all the extra shit that'll
Exactly.
make it
Just
grow or whatever.
exactly. And but it's not growing to a full size
Right.
animal. Okay, it's just it's growing to basically, let's say, I don't know how to put it. The size of a um let's say the size of a cow, not a cow. Let me see what can I use for it. Let's say a size of a Xbox, the
Right.
box that it comes in, okay? And then they're cutting it into the shape of the meat. Does that make sense?
Right. So is it actually growing as a like is
It's not actually growing at, it doesn't have a heartbeat, it
okay.
doesn't have a pulse, it
It-
doesn't have a blood
It's
flow.
just like a big block of meat.
Right, they're
Yeah.
playing God. They're playing like
Mm.
Einstein. That's just what it is, a big glob of meat, just how you put it. And then they're shaping it, and then they're adding color to it. If you notice that the meat that you purchase, like even the chicken now, it has no fat to it.
Right.
It's just meat. And then let's say, back then, I'm sure your mom or even you, if you eat meat, when you wash it, it breaks apart. It's so thin. The
It's
fibers of the meat.
shredding. Yeah, it's shred. This
Yeah.
is shredding. Let me play this for Big O real quick. I mean, the CEO real quick, and you can tell me what you think of this.
So I'm going to
Okay.
tell you what I just found out about lab-grown meat, and I can assure you, you are going to be disgusted. The source of this meat, they need fast-growing cells, replicating cells, just like when you have a farm that makes fruit from a tree. You don't want to plant a new tree every week. You want a tree that gives you a lot of fruit. And this is what they're trying to do with meat. And so what do they find? Well, there's something called an immortalized cell, also known as a HeLa cell. HeLa after Henrietta Lacks, who sometime in the 1950s had cervical cancer, and they removed her cancer cells, put them in a petri dish to see how long would they continue replicating, and they're still replicating today. So if you've already started to read in between the lines, you may guess where I'm going with this, that they realized the best source for fast replicating cells to make lab-grown meat that you're going to eat are cancer and pre-cancer cells. That means taking cancerous and pre-cancerous cells, literally putting them as the base and having those replicate to continue as a fast as possible pace, produce the meat that you're going to eat. And if that isn't disgusting enough, wait for part 2, and I'm going to tell you the second source.
Man, that alone lets me know that we need to leave meat completely the fuck alone. I mean, sorry for cursing. Completely alone. Um, First of all, we ain't even supposed to be eating that stuff. We really should be more on a plant-based diet, and more plant-based vegetables, fruit, and things like that. Of course, you're gonna do what you want to do, but I mean, they doing too much. I mean, I don't want to trust anything that. I mean, if I know that you're adding something that's making this. First of all, before they started doing the lab-grown meat, they was doing the same thing to chicklets. Like, I'm using chicken for an example. When a chicken would be hatched, when it would hatch, or chicklet would hatch, they would shoot up with steroids and whatever else, and that chicklet would grow into a full-blown chicken in less than 2 weeks. And but the thing is, it might have two heads, no feathers, a wing, or it's like retarded chicken. So it's like you eating this stuff. It's like and you when you consume that shit, like it becomes you in a way. You know what I mean? So it's like it makes me want to just be completely done with meat in general.
It's hard, and that's hard for people, CEO. I mean, you got people that just love meat, and they're just like, well, the
It
hell,
goes
I'm
through.
gonna die anyway. I'm gonna die anyway, so
Man, but
you
that's
said
what's
he
keep
love
it.
his fried chicken. So what? I mean, are you a meat eater currently?
Currently, as of right this moment, like it's very little meat. I mean, of course, I mean, I've grown up eating meat, of course, but just learning more and more about it, and plus just paying attention to my body, I also see the effects
Salute,
that
Tori.
just
Welcome to the building.
I also see the effects that eating meat has on me. You know what I mean? Like when you on a like a health journey and things like that. and you paying attention to what, like, how your body reacts when you're eating fruit and vegetables and things like that, versus meat, you can feel it and see it right off the bat.
Right.
You move slower, just different things in general. So, and I also know, like, that's a big reason why it's a lot of diseases and things like that. It carries all that, and it keeps it, you know what I'm saying, it keeps it. Our bodies are made to fight off any and everything already. Like that, our bodies are made for that. Usually we take medicine and it suppresses things, but meat is just something that kind of suppresses it and helps add to situations and things like that. A lot of people would be a lot of people wouldn't have the diseases that they have. If they completely cut out meat, and that's a proven fact.
Right.
I
So
agree.
But here,
uh,
here's the thing, like you just said, our body suppresses and fights off things. But a lot of people don't realize that your immune system is in the gut. So when you're putting stuff
exactly,
in your gut and you're constantly putting it in and putting it in, your body cannot continue to fight. It becomes weakened. And so that's their whole goal. If you don't remember when Bill Gates made that comment with the COVID, where he said we're trying to lessen the population. That's their whole purpose, is to attack where it hurts. And if you attack someone's immune system by putting garbage in, that's the main way of getting rid of someone. You cause them to be sick, they become ill. You know, it's funny when you go to the doctor and they always ask your family history. Oh, does your father or mom have high blood pressure? You're not born with this stuff. This stuff is inherited. You get what I'm saying? It's not a genetics.
right,
It's inherited.
exactly,
You are inheriting your parents' bad eating. So, your gut, your immune system, and all that is from the gut. So, like I said, when you're constantly putting this garbage in the gut, you're weakening it because it can no longer fight.
exactly.
So we scream to the mountaintops that women should be breastfeeding. It's the more natural, healthier way. But is it really when the mother is still eating meat? When the mother
Exactly.
is still, you know,
Whatever
like
she
breastfeeding?
consumes, that baby is consuming.
Yeah, you polluting the baby.
If you're
Right.
smoking, that baby is taking in that nicotine.
Yep.
If you're doing drugs and eating awful, that baby is taking. Although, like, I didn't catch your name, Co. Like he just said, your body it
Yep.
has this natural way of fighting off. But like I said, if you're constantly putting in garbage, it can't filter
Exactly.
out the bag.
Exactly.
So
That's
main
like if you
choices: build your immune system. Try to eat less meat or no meat at all, because I know that that's a struggle. You guys,
yes,
I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I just ate a turkey taco salad.
that
Oh,
sounds
oh
good.
no, TT. Like for instance, like honestly, a lot of people it's real hard for a lot of people, and it's understandable. It's almost like a drug. It's like
It is.
Yeah.
exactly like some people, if they try to cut off eating meat, like they'll go through withdrawals, like
Hmm.
real life withdrawals.
Right.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's way harder than it's easier said than done for sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I mean, and it is addicting adjectives in it. You ever ate KFC or something, and then like the next day you're craving it some more?
Yes.
Like,
It's chemicals that they put in it.
right, right. So,
And the main thing to be worried about is sugar. Like,
oh yes, yes, stay away from the sugars
but
as much as possible.
Right, because on the topic of sugar, sugar causes uh dementia. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, it's attached to everything.
It
Diabetes.
is
everything. Yep.
glaucoma
Yes,
in the eyes.
Hmm.
yes, everything.
Um, high blood pressure. That's a cause of sugar. But a lot of people think that diabetes comes from sugar. But
Mm,
here's the thing: it doesn't come from the sugar that you put in your Kool-Aid. It comes from the sugar in the meat and the dairy that
Exactly.
breaks down into the sugar.
Exactly.
because that's a higher amount of sugar. Absolutely.
Exactly. And your body cannot digest those products. You ever notice that when your baby gets sick or you get sick, what is the first thing the doctor tells them? Don't give them milk.
Because of the mucus buildup.
And
Hmm.
when you build up the
Tell them to go
mucus,
get a medicine or don't.
I'm sorry.
Do
I'm
not
sorry. What?
give them
Oh, did
any
not
dairy
get medicine.
products.
Oh.
Yeah. When your body has a buildup of mucus in it, the easiest way to get rid of it is cut the dairy products out of your diet.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And Jen knows something about a product that helps get the naturally release the mucus. Jen, you want to talk about mullein a little bit?
Mullein, I can't even talk today. It's a natural herb that naturally breaks up the mucus that's in. See, here's the thing: your body needs mucus. Your body needs a percentage of the mucus to keep your organs hydrated. Okay,
Right.
but when you have an overbuild, the mullein comes into play because it's a natural herb and it breaks all that unnecessary. For instance, I'm a smoker. Okay, I like to smoke the natural herbs, right? And too much of that
We
because
not
of
shunning the natural herbs over here.
too much of that, and it's not it. Here's the thing with those natural herbs, with the smoking, with the THC, it's not the old school THC that we smoke. It's today's and that's a whole different subject. It's the THC that you're buying in the dispensaries that are no good because of the chemicals
That
that
they're
they
putting.
put on there
Mhm.
to make it pretty, to make it grow faster because now it's in a high demand. Okay.
Mhm.
So the melanin comes into play and it naturally breaks down the nasty mucus that's attached to your lungs, to your kidneys, to your livers, to any organ that you have in your body. And even it's called a duck flower. Have you heard of it? That's
Mhm.
another natural, but that one is very aggressive to the point where you're constantly throwing up for at least 8 hours. Like it's getting everything out of your body. It's coming from both ends. And I wouldn't suggest anybody taking that until you take the baby steps of the melanin. That right there is a natural herb. You can get it, but see, you have to be careful where you're getting it from now, because since they're so hip to everybody going natural, they're now stepping in and putting what Trina said earlier, fillers into it.
Right.
But that's a product that'll help loosen the mucus, and I live by it. I drink that every day.
What what was it that I learned from Dr. Savy that any disease or any illness or sickness or whatever, it comes from mucus,
Yes,
and so he pretty much said you cure the disease by removing the mucus.
exactly.
Um,
So
and
it's
that's
pretty size. Welcome to the building, love.
yeah, so that's one thing. Like anytime I get sick, I always try to, if I can remove whatever mucus that I can get rid of, I try
Uh-huh.
to focus on that.
Yep, absolutely. Get rid of the mucus. So you guys read the labels, cut back or completely cut meat out of your diet, and then you can take baby steps. Because I remember Jen a few years ago was just she still had meat in her diet and she was moving into the direction of being completely vegan. So she was substituting, but she definitely made it happen. She's a big inspiration. And I can always plug y'all in with her if you want any other information on how to be more healthy in this day and age. But definitely look into growing your own gardens, and research the seeds and soil that you're getting as well.
Exactly.
Mm,
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for that commentary on the meat. That's a very important subject, I feel. And I just want my people, y'all, and everybody else to just be healthy. So now we're going to move on to the topic of Mississippi and what's happening down there. 215 unmarked graves had been discovered. And as you guys probably know, Dexter Wade went missing for a couple months. His family reported him missing. They knew that that was not like him to just up and leave and not contact them. They put in a missing persons report. They kept getting a runaround on his whereabouts. And finally, yes, RH, thank you so much for coming through, love. Good to see you. And finally, it was uncovered that he was unalived. They said by a hit and run accident by off duty police officer, and
Mm.
his body was discovered in the unmarked grave behind the jail. And since that has happened, they've discovered they have found out that there's been 215 other people
that's fucked up.
buried unmarked, and family members have not been contacted. So what do you guys think about that? And I'm gonna play some other videos on him. um This one gets me a little shook up, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I get a little shook up by this, because we are moving backwards, right, in time, in my opinion. Our Black brothers, young sisters, um, children are being taken up out of here, and we need answers. We just simply need answers. So, what are y'all's opinions on that?
You about to play the video now, or you want to wait?
Yeah, let me
Okay.
go ahead and get into the video.
Okay.
So Trump gets booked and this mugshot.
Not that one. Hold on,
That
y'all.
was
Bear with
fast.
me. No, that's not it. I'm sorry.
I'm messing with you.
Here we go.
215 people were found in shallow graves behind a jail in Mississippi. These people were apparently offed by a cop. Like one of the victims was struck by a police officer's car, and they just, took him behind the jail and dug a shallow grave, which they marked, by the way, with like a little like metal rod in the freaking ground. But these unclaimed bodies were only unclaimed because they didn't notify the families that their loved ones passed away, were killed by cops. So the families have to pay money to get their family members out of these shallow freaking graves so that they can have a proper burial. There's also civil rights violations because you have no idea what their plans were if they passed away, and you're burying people in a shallow grave behind a jail. They didn't even use embalming fluid. What needs to be done? An entire investigation. Lawsuits need to be filed. These cops need to be fucking fired and prosecuted. We need to stop using inmates as free labor, especially when they're covering up crime.
Okay. So, yeah, she said they need to stop using these inmates for free labor, especially when they're covering up crimes. So, let's get into that.
That's crazy. So they pretty much getting away with murder, and in the process, they using inmates to do the dirty work as far as bury them, not letting their families know. Like, that's wild. I mean, it just shows you like they do whatever the hell they want. And then it's like, damn, like nobody get in trouble for this thing. Like, it's like, damn, I don't know. That's crazy. That's wild. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, look into that story. It's a real deep story. So Dexter Wade, like I said, he was a young man, and they are claiming that he was unalived by a hit and run by an off-duty police officer. At the time, they did not think about reaching out to his family members. His mother had reported him missing. She kept getting the runaround on his whereabouts because they then knew who he was. He had a prescription bottle in his pocket, so he had some form of identification on him. And here's the kicker, CEO and Jen. The family was already going through a lawsuit with the Mississippi Police Department because she had a brother, who was unalived by another police officer.
So this was a scare tactic.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to say, how do we even know it was a hit and run? Like, it sounds like the reason why I was thinking before I heard that part just now. It sounded like the reason why they didn't contact the family is because it probably wasn't a hit and run. It was probably something completely different. Now I'm definitely thinking that, this was a flat out murder. Like, that's crazy.
Yes. So it is a current investigation, and Ben Crump has taken over as the attorney for the family. They are seeking justice. This was definitely an injustice to the family. And hopefully what I plan on doing is plugging Perp in with
Perp.
Ben Crump, salute the Perp, Ben Crump's assistant. So we can get real-time updates on this investigation, what's been uncovered, because the media is only going to tell us but so much,
Right.
and give us the information. They're only going to give us the information they want us to have. So
Exactly.
hopefully I can get Ben Crump's assistant, because we know Ben Crump probably can't come on and speak to us. It would be wonderful if he could, but we know he's a really busy man. He's over several civil rights cases right now, but hopefully we can get his assistant to come in and fill us in. So that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're working on, because I'm very invested in this story, and I want to keep Dexter's story alive and active in our community so people can know what's happening and be very aware, and also so that we can send the warning signs out to our loved ones on how to, protect ourselves against these crimes. Um,
Right.
we've had so much police brutality. They took out Trayvon Martin. They've taken out Tamir Rice. They've taken out Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, George. I mean, do you know how long the list is of our people being unalived by the police? And they expect us to just keep sitting here and being quiet about it. We might as well go back into Jim Crow days if we got to deal with this.
Exactly.
And so if you hear the compassion in my voice and you hear me getting a little excited, it's because I am, and I'm infuriated and I'm outraged, and I'm definitely going to be using this platform to continue to speak about it. But I did make a memorial for Dexter because he didn't deserve what happened to him. And yeah, so here it is, guys. And thank you again so much to the chat for being in the building. Please hit that like. Make sure you hit my post notification bell as well.
Hit that like button.
All right, here we go, y'all.
This was number 672. And it begs the question about all those other unknown bodies in that graveyard behind this penal jail. How many of those families that think their loved ones are missing?
How many?
And don't know that they've been dropped in a bag in the ground.
Oh my God.
We're going to get to the truth. Not just for your son, but for other children
Lord have mercy.
whose mothers are missing.
I am sorry.
It wasn't your fault.
It wasn't your fault. You did your part. You did your part.
Miss Bettison, until they do right by you. I'm going to give us one final prayer.
Our God and our Father, we pray now your blessings upon us, dearly. I pray to God your strength upon us. Pray to God that in this moment that you will let her know.
That was nice. Nice of you.
We want justice. That wail that came out of that lady over her son, should no mother have to bury her son after he was already unjustly buried? We got to change, y'all. We got to make some changes. So in that video, you heard Mr. Ben Crump, questioning who are these other bodies that are back here buried behind this jail, this penal system that's been built to continue to enslave us. And they have found out that 215 of those bodies are back there and the families were never notified. So that is definitely a cover up. And I want to continue to watch this story very closely. Sorry about Bubby in the background, y'all. I guess he's angry too. I want to continue to watch this story very closely, uncover anything that needs to be uncovered. And yeah, we demand justice. We demand it.
You know the crazy part? I'm sorry, I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The crazy part is if they were already going through a situation, a lawsuit that, something similar, not necessarily, someone buried, but something similar in the same situation. they already fighting for justice in one instance, and then for something like that to happen, it's like, because you start thinking, like you just now said, we want justice, we got to do something about this type of thing. But it's like, damn, we already fighting for justice. It's like, and it's like they respond with they
Salute Cassandra.
respond
Welcome.
they
Mm-hmm.
they respond with a, you guys don't fight for justice, don't do this because this can happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it almost seems like a response. Like, it's like, of course we want justice and everything, but damn, should we fight for justice? Because we don't want this to keep happening. I mean, I hope people don't take it that way, as far as like, look, let's not fight for justice because this can happen. But it seems like that's what they were sending out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just crazy. That's crazy.
And we say no justice, no peace, right? And then you ask yourself, what have we really been receiving the proper justice?
Right.
No, there were only a few police officers that were found guilty and convicted of the crimes that they had been committed against the Black people in our communities. And of course, it took a lot of fussing, marching, protesting, you know what I'm saying, looting, and some everything else for us to be heard and for us to be recognized that we're just not going to stand down to this. And this new generation, I remember talking to Cassandra and Perp the other day. We said this new generation ain't going to take that just sitting down. They're fighting back. They are a very wise generation of folk, and it's going to be a lot of other issues that arise if they don't get this under control.
And see, they know how to distract. That's the only thing about this new generation. Like, if they come together, it's powerful. It's more powerful than any other time, because they rowdy, and they also smarter, and they also know how to control the internet. So, and that's big when it comes to fighting for justice and things like that. But they are also easily distracted. You get what I'm saying? Like, this social media it can either be a positive or a negative in these situations. It's because, like I said, they get so distracted so easy, and the media knows how to take advantage of that. So it's like, we definitely need our people to come together, but it's just like, damn, will they, or will they be distracted? You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
how do we keep them from being distracted and really focus and like stand on this, and bringing the unity that we need for it?
Yeah, those are the tough questions that need answers. And so we're going to definitely continue to fight the fight and do our part. I mean, as I was telling Jen, I don't think just sitting back and complaining about the problem is helping the solution at all. So, we definitely need to use our minds and focus on what it needs to be focused on. And we need to take our power back in all aspects of life.
Mm-hmm.
Perp said, because we surely don't have no peace. Not at all. Tori said they really do. There's a cease like this. Well, they're doing it down there. But it looks like a lot of police cover up. That's what it's stemming from. It looks like these people are being silenced in some kind of way, or they may know something that they don't want let out. And the mean to unalive someone, or to know that someone was unalived and then bury them in secrecy. What are you hiding?
Exactly.
Why aren't autopsies being done, like you said, CEO? So that those are the things that we're looking closely into. Let me rush the panel. You guys can come up. Anybody that wants to come up, please come up and join the discussion. So yes, CEO, I'm invested, highly invested, and I'm going to be trying to talk to some real important people.
Good for you.
See what we can do on our end. Perp, can you put your camera on just real quick for me, love? There you are. Okay, you can turn it off. Oh, she fell down. Come back up, Perp.
Perp by the pound.
Yeah, we love us some Perp over here. So, Jen, did you have anything you wanted to add? I know this was one of the big ones that you definitely wanted to bring to the board and talk about. And so I definitely wanted to make sure that I did that for y'all today. And I'm up here weeping and all this other stuff. Don't mind me. Because that video is me.
It just, not to cut you off, T, but it just makes you wonder. You know, they said that these were burials from all the jail inmates, but it just makes you wonder who else was buried outside in there to cover up some type of crime.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the panel, Perp.
Okay, I'm back. I just
Yeah.
want to say something about I want to say something about the McDonald's. You talked to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a new adult meal they gonna have coming out. But my thing is, how you gonna have that kind of adult meal coming out? Y'all have to remember now, a while back, of all those cows that passed away, it was over 3,000. I mean, it was more than 3,000. I mean, it was lots of cows passed away. So I'm just trying to figure out how can they get all that kind of meat out for an adult meal at McDonald's. Not only that, um, isn't that meat gonna be lab grown meat? So that meat will be lab grown meat that they're giving out at McDonald's.
Sounds like it because they've been doing tests on it, and it doesn't
And
seem like it's authentic meat at all.
and
Right.
here's the thing, Per. They do not have enough livestock
Mm,
to
Right.
feed the entire world.
Exactly.
right, right,
So, you know, right there is your answer. That's
Uh-huh.
nothing but the lab grown meat.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Because you
'Cause
have all these chains, restaurant chains that are up. Okay, you still have Chick-fil-A, even though there's not beef, but Taco Bell. You know, I'm in Texas, so you have a lot of different chains down here. Um, there, and then you still have your grocery stores.
right,
What is that? H&B. You
yeah.
have Myers in Ohio. Giant Eagles. Walmart is a big
Walmart,
one.
yes, yeah, Kroger's,
Where
yeah,
it just makes you think, where is all this meat coming from? And here's the thing: an
yeah,
average person consumes meat daily. You have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay,
Yep.
and then in between snacks, you guys are getting the Lunchables,
right.
the Power Packs or whatever it's called. Where is the meat coming from? It's not enough livestock to
To
be,
feed us for 2 weeks. It's not.
exactly.
2 weeks, all that would been gone with all the people on like that eats meat right this second. Like,
Right. Just like the chicken at one while, y'all know the chicken was coming. The chicken, we was very little chickens that was out, but then all of a sudden they started coming in. The thighs was real big, and the meat was real big. And you know they
Yes.
had pumped that meat. They had pumped that meat up with injections. You know what I mean, to make it get that big. And really, I'm not surprised about the lab grown meat because I'm sure they've been experimenting on meat for quite a while now and how they could make meat out of certain cells of an animal. You know what I mean? So
right,
I'm
right,
really
right.
surprised about it, but I was surprised when all the animals did pass away in the heat because I always thought that all animals outdoor animals were meant to take certain heat and certain weather. You know what I'm saying? So it never I didn't understand that, but yeah, that's what really
Well,
I
see,
think was
But see
at
that
that time though, the weather got to the point where we never experienced that type of heat. You know, I'm
yeah,
in
because we
Texas.
started controlling the weather. We started, yeah.
Exactly.
So they not used to that. It's not natural. We doing new evolutional shit
Mm.
right this second with the weather
but
and
they
things like that.
been using the weather for a while now. You know, they've been doing that when they first went up to when they first went up to space. They've been experimenting since then.
We eating alien meat. We eating alien cows and stuff like that's what I don't know. And if y'all, I don't know where I found it at, but if you do some research, you'll find out in a lot of this meat, they found human DNA in a lot of this meat before.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I heard
Yep.
that too. And then
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know Bill Gates and them, they over there buying up everything, all types of land.
Yep.
Hmm.
Cassandra, you mind just popping on your camera real fast for me, love?
They sure are.
Thank you. You can turn it off.
So we don't know what to eat. It's very rare what you can eat now. So I mean, I'm it's veggies. You know, get your vegetable going. You know, get your garden going. Hi,
Yeah.
Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra. Welcome to the panel, love.
Hey, Cassandra.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How everybody
Good.
doing?
Let
Good.
me just
Good.
say this over here at Jusme TT Strong Hearts. I love Perp and Cassandra. They are always feeding me knowledge, keeping me updated on world events and things that's going on. and they are very knowledgeable. I just love having these talks with them. I appreciate them so much. And so I'm just elated that you all are, and you too, CO and Jen as well. I'm just elated that you guys are up here on the panel with me this evening.
Oh, you more than welcome. You glad to be here anytime.
But
We're
yeah,
glad to be here.
thank you. So Bill Gates is buying up a lot of land, as we all know, and a lot of these lab-grown meat factories are going to be popping up all over the place, and along with everything else that's going on. So we just need to be mindful of what's happening in the world around us, and not be so much focused on the dramatics. The reality shows that play out, in real time. But yeah, Cassandra, did you want to add anything to the topic of lab grown meat or Dexter Wade? We discussed in his situation the 215 bodies that have been covered.
In my opinion, on the Dexter Wade, and they said it was all inmates behind there. There weren't all inmates back there. You ain't no way you can make me believe that.
Right.
I'm with you, Cassandra. I don't believe that at all. Because Dexter Wade wasn't a daggone inmate.
That's the big bullseye.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Had it not been for the uncovering of his demise, then we wouldn't even have known to look into, what else was back there behind that jail.
Right. It's yeah.
And just like I heard somebody say, this is the age of information and everything is being exposed. It's time. So everybody keep their eyes on because there's a whole lot being exposed. And for as the food go, they've been manipulating the weather for a long time. They was manipulating the weather in Vietnam.
Yes.
Yep.
Sure
Great
was.
clouds and all. They still in Chicago right now. They have a machine in Chicago that creates clouds. It's a big
Oh yeah, they got
whatever, and it makes clouds. So yeah,
and it rains too, and you got some that rain. You definitely got some that rain, baby. Yes.
I was definitely about to say, have y'all ever looked up in the sky and it just seems like the whole sky is overcrowded with clouds, and you're like, what's going on? Is it about to storm? You're just confused. NASA wouldn't even speak on it. That's how serious it is.
Crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they got a satellite orbiting the Earth on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And that they know that it's not natural for us to have that amount of clouds in the sky at once. So
Man, I'm in Texas too, and we was talking about this the other day. Last 3-4 years, every year, it don't usually in Texas, and I'm 50 plus. It get cold at the end of January, the 1st of February, somewhere along there. You had 2 or 3 weeks of cold, and right back to cold, hot in the daytime, cold at night. Last 3-4 years in January to the middle of February, it's been getting cold, cold, cold.
Yes. And that's very
it's getting cold.
Yeah.
Now I done seen some hot summers. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't winters like this.
Yeah.
Not to no below zero or zero wind. Not in Texas. We too close to the equator. What did y'all talk about?
Right.
Better come on. Yes, indeed.
Oh man, right.
Yeah, and it was real cold last night. It's like in the 20s, something like that, below 20, something like that. It's been cold.
And it's crazy. They put a lot of stuff in our face, like we can see it was obvious and everything. They'll joke around and add things to movies and everything, but it's just like, what the freak can we do about it? It's like it's almost just a big joke. It's like, look, we're gonna throw this and put this in their face and just see how they react. And we'll come and pay attention to some things for a small second, then it's on to who's cheating on who. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like like I said, we easily distracted, but it's something we should really be paying attention to.
Yes, absolutely. And we're trying to curve those distractions on my platform, Perp's platform, Not on My Watch's platform, and some other ones. But we can't stir the mind of everybody. Unfortunately, we're not going to reach the audience that we want because these people are determined to focus on the less positive things or the less informative things. And that's the downside to it, but it's not going to stop us from saying what we want to say and getting the message out the best way we can.
Right.
They depend on us being distracted. They won't. They look at us as entertainers. That's all we good for anyway. We don't know nothing. So to keep us distracted, they entertain us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You better preach, Cassandra. So thank you
And
guys
we
so much for the commentary on these last two subjects. I'm gonna move us on to the next one. Because I only plan to be over here an hour, but if it trickles over an hour, that's okay too. I'll definitely come back for a part two, so that's not a problem. The next topic that I want to discuss was, let's see, going back to my notebook, y'all. Let's see.
Handy dandy notebook.
Yeah, when you got a lot of information on your mind, you got to.
For sure.
Okay, hold on. Gender role switching, the switching of gender roles in this day and age. We're going to touch on masculine women, what makes them masculine. We're not talking about, putting on suits and ties and changing your gender completely. We're just talking about the gender role, the switching of gender roles in relationships. Is everything really 50-50? And what needs to change? Because we have a lower marriage rate, and we're seeing a lower marriage rate. So why are women opting out of marriage and choosing to just be in regular relationships for the remainder of their lives? Let's get into this video.
I got an opinion on that.
Okay.
She about to play a video. She said, "I got an opinion on that."
I got
Get ready.
data in the 60s.
So this article just came out yesterday. Why are women opting out of marriage around the world? And I'm just going to jump straight into the article. The numbers back up that assertion. In the United States, the median age of first marriage has risen from 20 in 1956 for women and 22 for men. And now it's 27 for women and 29 for men in 2016. So that's first time marriage. So don't let men do the whole scare tactic. Most first time marriages are around 30 right now. Currently, 89% of the world's population lives in a country with falling marriage rates. Dinah Hannaford, Associate Professor of Anthropology at the University of Houston, and her colleagues in anthropology were unsatisfied with the journalistic accounts and books on the matter, so they decided to go deeper. They said, we as anthropologists have more context and history of the culture to see what this is all about. We can connect these stories to bigger trends and changes in society in these countries. Researchers identified several reasons why more and more women are choosing not to get married, including infidelity, increasing career opportunities and independence, and finding more security living with parents and siblings. Marriage has mostly not been a great situation for women historically across the world. They're trying to find alternative solutions as new opportunities open up for women to be full people. Without it, they're opting for that. So, women are trying to be full people with full opportunities and full ranges and not having to live with infidelity. Women find emotional support through friendship and family. The work examines women who never married at all, those who divorced or became widowed and did not want to remarry, and women within a marriage who work to make the institution a more rewarding enterprise for both parties. For example, strategically marrying husbands who spend most of their time abroad for work so that women have the respectability of being married but avoid the day-to-day obligations of having a husband. Anthropologists are so focused on lineage and marriage, we don't think about how friendship really plays an important role in everyone's lives. She and her team also found strong ties to women's natal families. In many of the societies they studied, when women had the option of staying with their own family rather than moving with a husband, they preferred staying because they trusted their family would never abandon, cheat, or swindle them. Women have so many more opportunities today. Before, we were restricted because of legislation and laws keeping us restricted. Now we have more reproductive freedoms, and we have the opportunities to get educated and support ourselves. So many are opting out, and we're seeing this globally. So, you guys like, comment, share, tell me what you think. Let's get into it.
Okay.
It's
Cassandra, go ahead
overrated.
and jump right on in there.
Well, I think everything she say maybe will be maybe true, but it's all reason. I feel like reason behind it because like in the '60s, it was more married melanated people than it was Caucasian people, and they strive to split that up. The women's movement, and all that kind of stuff. The welfare. It's all by design. If you just sit back and look, they make you think, oh, you got to be a strong woman. You can do this by yourself. Yeah, you can do it by yourself, but
That's
God
so
put man and woman here. You gotta have a man to reproduce. Although there's artificial insemination, I digress. But it's,
Right.
it's nothing like that male female companion. And
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of women you got the men that cheat, you got the women that cheat. You got the women feel insecure, you got the men feel insecure. But
Mhm.
if they destroying the sanctity and the institution of marriage by putting all this other stuff in front of you and showing you more negative of of having a marriage, that's the way you're gonna go.
Okay.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, you made some good points. Perp, you want to chime in?
I just think it's overrated. I think marriage is overrated. You know,
Okay, why is that?
it's not all what they say it to be, what they proclaim it to be, of what they have portrayed to be on TV, and and you come to the house. Look at some of these households. Some of these households, they got their husband might be still in the household with the wife, but you know he ain't happy because he got somebody else on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Or she ain't happy, she got somebody on the other end. Then now on top of that, the love life in the bedroom ain't even right. So and he might think you holding back on your money, and she might think you holding back on his money, and um, they ain't seeing eye to eye, but they gonna just stare into the man. I mean, it's just overrated. It ain't what it used to be. Like you said, marriage back in the day was 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 constructive. Now marriage right now is not know what be constructive. It's not what to be even just to be called a marriage. It just basically called just your other half, or just um someone you just occupying your time. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
how the marriage. No, I think it's overrated.
Okay. CEO.
All right. So how I look? I mean, I heard everything in the video, obviously. But it's just all right. So you just gotta look back in, like she was saying, in the '60s, or just think about your grandparents. Back then, when they were married for 60 years and forever and things like that, things like social media wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? Like they have freaking what's it called, payphones and pages and things like that. I mean, it's just you were able to actually have a relationship.
Right.
Now this new generation, social media has created so much opportunity for any, like you wake up and you can see 1,000 women on your phone right then and there. And it's not, it wasn't like that back in the day. And it's the thing to do for women now, that what's perceived as um women are perceived to think like this now. Cash at me, like, what I'm saying, like OnlyFans, like, pay me, and for whatever. It's
For
just
the
that's how
attention, right?
that's how it's, that's what women are on now. And a lot of what man want to even marry a woman like that? Who want to even be in a relationship with something like that, or a woman like that? Is so I think a lot of men don't want to marry right this. I mean, I really don't think a lot of men want to marry. I think they do, but it's just the options that's out there right now. It's just like,
Now I'm gonna watch this.
Nah.
Sit down, CEO.
You said what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch down there is telling you to slow down.
Who said that? Oh, not I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
But nah, it's the
yeah.
truth. It's the truth
No,
though.
but
Like, I
keep
mean,
going. We want to hear your perspective. Go ahead.
all right. So, like I said, it's like, all right. So, me, for an example, like, I definitely don't want, like, if a woman ever come to me and I'm trying to talk to her or trying to approach her any type of way, and she say something about taking me shopping first or anything like that, or and all that, you know how they be talking over that sexy red, all that type of talk. I don't even want to. I don't even want to associate with you no more. You know what I mean? So it's just like I really do feel like a lot of men don't want to marry these type of women. So we kind of already put them all in the same category because all women is not like that. But we kind of just go on and put them all in the same category. When we find the one, we find the one. But I don't think it's just. I don't think the reason why the rate is so much is so down because women don't want to marry. Or they choose they rather be by themselves. No, I don't think that. I really think it's because they seem like hoes, and what man want to be with a who want a wife a hoe? You get what I'm saying? You got everybody got an OnlyFans right now. It's like I don't want.
Well, wait. What generation are we speaking of? Because does that mean it stops at like my generation or
Oh no,
30s?
it's definitely
I ain't got no OnlyFans.
it's definitely this newer generation. But even the older women are taking behind this. They doing it. They starting to do this. It's a lot of older women with OnlyFans right this second. It's a lot of them, and they making it a cool thing. But anyways, don't no man want a wife nobody who seem like a who like first of all, I guarantee your grandmother your grandfather didn't have to worry about his woman being seen in provocative ways, and definitely not no picture of her with her legs open in the newspaper, no shit, nothing like that.
Well, you
So
got me. Hold up. I'm tired you talking about women. Hold the hell up.
I'm not.
Wait just one goddamn minute. Now
Because
you
I'm
talking
up here
about horse
clutching
ass men. You hear me?
these invisible pearls, child. I'm like, wait a minute. This is my.
I'm over here. I'm a
No. And
What?
wait. And let me make sure I'm
Go
saying this
ahead.
right.
Go ahead. I'm
I
gonna go
definitely
mute.
don't think that it's all women. I'm not
They
saying
go, you need to
I'm
give
not
me a watch.
I'm not saying it's all women, but it's so bad that it's gotten to the point where we going ahead and stereotype women now. I mean, and I don't agree with that, but I'm just saying like that's what we do. Like we go ahead and stereotype them. It's like, man, you know what? All ain't none of these women good for us. We
I
just
see
like
that. I definitely see.
y'all might think the same for men, but it's out there for like y'all. Like it's so many females that promotes their OnlyFans and promotes this and promotes that and the songs and all. And
Well, ask yourself
then the
why.
ones who not even like
Why
that,
is that?
and
Why is that? Why? I got a question for you. Why is that? Why do women do that? Men
it
have to be able to play some part in for women to do such things like that, right?
okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
good.
coming now to my watch. Don't worry, I'm coming.
I agree.
I'm going
But
around the town.
but the thing is, uh, the whole the hoes and men, it's not seen. It's not seen as a bad thing, which is messed up as well because it's a double standard. It's not seen like it's seen in a woman. Like when women, go out there and promote that, it's always looked at as bad, or negative. So it's just now men has definitely pushed women in different ways. Like we have encouraged a lot of a lot of men be on it, a lot of in the comments like you're beautiful, Bob, and they selling themselves on the internet. Like you're beautiful, no, and y'all might see that as I can't believe these men they'll do anything with legs. So a lot of us encourage, but at the same time we don't really want that. But and it's a lot of females. It's like what if is that what gets the man's attention? Let me go ahead and do it too, and let me make a bag while doing it. So it's just like it's a lose.
Why not? You show her what your attention is acquiring. So why not? Because you not. I mean, but see, you. I mean.
Wait. I can't completely disagree with everything he's saying, but I want to get Jen's perspective, and then I'm gonna give mine, and then we'll jump back in. I'm gonna play another video for y'all. So, Jen, what do you think about first the video I played, and that was your link that you sent me, and the topic that we're discussing right now?
I agree with the video. But here's the thing why a lot of women today do not want to get married. Because it falls into play with that 80-20 rule. You know, everything when a woman is married, everything is falling onto the woman. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna use me for an example. Let's say I get married and my husband has his career and I have a career too, and we decide to have children, right? Now I'm the one that is responsible of my husband and let's say the two little ones.
In the
Okay.
household.
Exactly. So my identity no longer exists. Okay, now I'm wife and mother, which means I have to make sure that his doctor appointments are made, the children's doctor's appointments are made. I need to not only, keep my career up, but once I get home, I need to maintain a home of their needs. You get what I'm saying? Make sure the house is kept up, make sure that there are meals put on the table. If there's homework that needs to be done. And then you have to deal with the stress of, is your mate cheating, or is he talking to anyone else? Just like he mentioned, you have so much access to the internet now, and you have all these women, truthfully, who are basically throwing themselves to men and saying, here, I can give you the wifey duties or whatnot without having to even be your wife. You get what I'm saying? Because here comes the stress that's involved with it. You get what I'm saying? You lose your identity when you are married. You understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're
Okay,
saying, but I
then.
don't think that's what all women. I don't think that's what everyone thinks, though. You get what I'm saying? I don't think that's the reason why women are deciding. Let me just skip marriage because I lose my identity. I don't think, but I agree with you. I agree with you 100% of what you're saying, but I just don't think that's what all women think.
I got a
Well,
question.
let me go ahead. Go ahead, Pat.
Am
Go ahead.
am I the only one on the panel married?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
She like, this ain't my fight. And I'm so glad that we do have a married woman on the panel because we can look at it on a different perspective. But let me just say this. I feel with time, the sanctity of marriage and the purpose, um, somewhere it got confused because we have a system built to take our men out of our households, right? Not just because of infidelity. We do know that
Yes.
that's going on, but we have a system built to take our men out of the household, whether that be through the prison system, turn them the other way. If y'all catch my drift, I don't want to say it, but you catch my drift. Turning them the other way, the rainbow people. Let's see what else.
What's
Just
rainbow people?
weakening their mind to feel less than in our society. You see what I'm saying? Where they can't uphold. And then when they do come out of the prison system, it's hard to work. It's hard to maintain jobs. It's harder. And lack of education. You know what I'm saying? All of that bound up in one is, creating single mother households. Okay, and so if within a single mother household, you are carrying the weight, you are making the meals, doing the homework, being the nurturer, being the provider, the sole provider. And then at that point, during that, once that mindset sets in, you don't feel like there's anything else a man can do for you. So to me, I feel like we've been conditioned to think that way. But we are definitely supposed to be married, right? We're not supposed to be fornicating. We're not supposed to be in extramarital affairs and all this other stuff that's going on. And so it's a lot of confusion. Um, but when it comes to switching gender roles and demasculating the man and making the woman feel more inferior within her household, as if she has to not only work and help carry the weight of the financial burdens, but also be providers within the household as well. Because there are a lot of men that sit back and don't want to cook, don't want to clean. They think that that's the woman's job, or they never was taught, that that role goes both ways. So I just feel like it's just a matter of meeting your equal, having the same mindset, being on the same wavelength, letting the man lead, letting the man be the man, and desensitizing yourself as a woman, not always being so caught up in your emotions and feeling like this man is only here because, you know what I'm saying? Not always having a guard up and feeling like something bad is going to happen. Let that man show you and prove. Because I like using that word, show and prove. So I feel like we're in a day and age where, with the generation coming up underneath us, it's been confused. You know what I'm saying? We don't have more people to role model after when it comes to having strong marriages.
And see, all right. So to go back on what you just now said, and also what Jen was saying a little bit, what respond to that. Honestly, what it is, why women are deciding they rather not marry is because they don't want to be women like their mothers and grandmothers. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. At the end of the day, listen and hear me out. Back in the day, when the women took on all of those roles with, and if whether they had a problem with it or not, they did it, and they did it to the best of their ability, to the point where it was the norm. You know what I mean? Like, so this day and age, don't nobody want to do all that. No woman want to do all that stuff. I mean, it's just like they kind of lazy in that aspect now. It's like not even lazy. It's just that they just choose. They don't want to be that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be the ones sitting at home doing like things that they supposed to, like not supposed to, but because I'm not trying to say it that way, and I don't want y'all to take it that way, but they don't want to be the ones that's at home cooking and cleaning, folding clothes, cleaning, the house and all that stuff, and the man is just focusing on his career, whether he's the breadwinner or not. He can, but especially if he's the breadwinner, that's it's almost like that's how it's supposed to be. But women just look at it as offensive when you say it that way now. But those are the relationships that worked, like back then. Those relationships worked. These relationships don't. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, the proof is there.
But
However you want to look at it.
but looking at it on an economical level, CO, and I'm not disagreeing with you,
Right,
but
right.
looking at it on an economical level, we live in a day and age where it takes two people or three, however many, in the household to be comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? So women, I don't think women are choosing this. I think women are our backs up against the wall. More stress on a man will make him stray. So I feel that women are like, let me be your helpmate and get my butt up and work. Let me go earn me a degree. You see what I'm saying? And help you carry some of this weight. And that's okay. But I think that that's probably where the medium is in the mentality. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
hold that thought, because I want to come back to what you're speaking on. Let me play this video real quick.
What are gender roles? Gender roles are the set of expectations and behaviors we deem as being appropriate for a particular gender. They end up dictating how we behave, what work we do, and what responsibilities we assume in society. Gender roles are a completely social and patriarchal construct meant to maintain the inequality between genders.
These traditional gender roles getting you up. If you think that just because you're a man, there's certain things inside your household you won't be doing, you don't understand what marriage and our partnership looks like. Just because a woman is taking the lead in the household don't mean you don't pick up a dish, don't mean you don't mop a floor, don't mean you don't fold no clothes. Sometimes you got to realize as a teammate, even though this person is leading, I'm there to support. I'm there to pick up where you fall short, and vice versa for women. I'm just getting sick of this rigid view of this is man things and this is woman things. No, we got to get this done inside our household, period. Sometimes you get done with your job early and you think that means kick your feet up while her job is still need to be done. And if you're not offering to help, and this goes vice versa for women as well, that's why people feel like they're overworked in relationships, because one party gets the easier things and the other one gets the harder things. It's statistically proven that women are doing more work, unpaid labor per week than men are. So even if she has a 40-hour-a-week job, she's also coming home and working 20 or 30 hours in the household more than that man is. And you may reason, well, I'm bringing home the bacon, well, so is she. So here's what I want to tell everybody that's watching, male and female. When you are in a committed relationship where you are partners, y'all both are going to do things that are traditionally the other person's role. It is 2023. Wake the fuck up.
I don't know who you are back there, broke, laugh out loud. Can you cam up, please, and let me see who you are? Can you throw your camera on, please? Going once, going twice. Last chance to put your camera on. Okay. All right. So they didn't want to show me who they was. Anyway, moving forward. So yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like in a marriage, it's a compromise. And it's a business agreement, to be actually frank. You have to be your partner's helpmate. You can't be selfish and think that all of this going to fall on them, and they can't be selfish and think that it's all going to fall on you. In this day and age, that's just not realistic. We're working together in these situations, and these marriages become stronger because you're in a partnership, you're a team. When it comes to raising the kids, when it comes to working and paying the bills, when it comes to cooking and cleaning, and everything that comes along with it. And then you still have to be able to respect your partner. You have to be committed to your partner and have open communication and trust. So Cassandra is a married woman, and she's on the panel, and I would definitely like to hear from her and how she's maintaining within her marriage and how she's able to make it work. Go ahead, Cassandra.
I feel that's everything at the end of the video. That's right, because not to say my marriage is gold by any means necessary, but it's not, but that's what make it work. My
Mm-hmm.
husband like to cook and clean. I like being outside. Don't get me wrong, I cook and clean too. There was a point in time in our relationship where I was the breadwinner. I had a job, he didn't. He took care of the house. We had a blended family. He took care of the house. He did the cooking and cleaning. When he got a job, I don't have a job. I take care of the house. Cook and clean. We both got jobs. We both cook and clean. We both took care of the kids. Now, granted, I did a little bit more of taking care of the kids because I'm the woman and I'm the mama and we more nurturing. But when it was time for him, in the saying in my house, I was the police. He was the judge. If I catch you in the act and I don't deal with you then, I'm taking you to the judge and he gonna handle it. all
Mm-hmm.
the all the major decisions, even if I make the decision, I'm gonna go to him and run it by him before I decide what I'm gonna do, and he gonna do the same with me. It's communication, and it is a part. You have to look at it like a business partnership. And
Yes.
sometimes one partner got 20%, and sometimes one partner got 80%. Sometimes one partner got 50%, the other partner got the other 50%. You have to
Yes.
work at it, and you have to have communication, and you have to be willing to step up for the other partner when if they lacking right here, you step up and do that. Cause I might lack right here in a couple of years, and you have to step up and do that. And
Yes.
you have to be committed into the relationship.
Right.
Everybody, social media screw everything up. It screw everything up. But it's your
You're breaking
mindset
up
and your
there.
mind frame. It's your mindset and your mind frame. If you go into a marriage, you have to understand that it is a partnership.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
And I've been married twice.
Let's get into this video here. If you don't put your camera on and let me see your face, I can't let you up. I'm sorry. It's up to you. Um, okay. So let's get into this video right here. Why men need to step up so the woman can feel a little bit more secure in these relationships that lead into marriages sometimes or not.
Masculinity isn't toxic. The absence of it is. Masculine men protect their woman and provide for their kids. Weak men create broken homes and don't even know how to lead. They expect a woman to do it all while they come and go as they please. Masculine men understand that one woman is enough. Weak men are insecure, so they need more than one woman to feel loved. Masculine men work hard and pay them bills. Period. No debate. Weak men expect a woman to do it all and hold up all their weight. Masculine men understand God built them to carry the burdens of their home. Weak men fold under pressure and leave their woman to do it all alone. Weak men use, abuse, and destroy our women. It's true. They are trying to remove the masculine man from the home. Because then who's protecting you? Real talk.
All right. So any opinions on that? Do you believe in it? Do you feel like there is any truth in what he's saying?
I do. This is my thing. It's just, that's just not what we men are seeing in women. What we are seeing is it's a hot girl summer, like ski, we looking for the hoes, and you get what I'm saying? So like
Let me help you out. Can I help you out, CEO?
of course, definitely.
That's what they promoting to y'all.
I
That's
know.
what they promote. That's what. It's not only them. It following all of us. My generation, we still was part of us is still in that strong woman. I could do it by myself, but a whole lot of us was we want a man. We want a man. We was in the R. Kelly, 20-year-old. We listened to Down Low and all that. Still the baby making scene the whole 9 yards. Okay, too many babies being made. These black folks still having these babies. What y'all doing over here? So then, okay, now we got to fix it for the black woman won't be attracted to the black man because he's sorry. He go to jail. He don't want to do no job. Want me to do all the work. Black man ain't attracted to the black woman because she a thought. She out here showing everybody everything, and they make that look good to the black woman and the black man. That's why you got that now. I'm not bragging to them, but I have heard my daughter and her friends, and they do their own little mind. Why we can't find nobody like you found, mama? You did it on the second try. Yeah, I did it on the second try. But you have to look at yourself first and what you projected. If you projected what the world is saying is okay, that's what you're gonna attract. If you project what supposedly a wife or a good woman is to be, well, you try your best to project that, whatever the definition may mean to you, then that's what you attract.
But this one, I agree with you 100%. I'm just saying, like, and I get it. So they might project this, but they also might be screaming on the inside, like, I really just want that one person that I can settle down and be with, blah blah blah. But if that's what we seeing, and the whole give me money, give me money, that whatever song that was. But if that's what they're showing us, how can we even sit here and say, or even think, like, she really maybe she really want us to maybe she really want me to wife her, or like I can't even say what I'm trying to say, but we don't
Most
see
of them
that.
don't.
And I definitely agree with how things started from the past, and how they put drugs in the neighborhood, took the black man out the household and everything. So everything, we was really groomed for this. But I'm just saying, as far as today's society, it just seems like, it just, all we see is the thoughts. We don't even see, like, it's not even cool anymore for women to be homebodies, or what I'm saying, like the not the opposite of what they're portraying. They look correct. Like, it was a big post that went viral not too long ago, where the woman was just saying, like, she would hold her man down, this is that, and everybody in the comments, like, going crazy on her, like, girl, you crazy, like, it's 2023, You need to, just get with the program. So that's what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is just we don't see that of what what you just now said. We don't see that. We just see the scandalous, the thoughts. That's all we see. So it's
And
like,
because they made the homebody woman that's dull, that's corny,
right.
that's not uncool. They made that being a thought, being a what is it? Fans only. What is it? Only fans page. That's cool. That's the thing. You get your bag up. That's the thing. Not sitting down, being a woman. Even if you got a career, you handle your career, you handle your home life, you handle your friend, you doing your do. You ain't got to go with them. They made that uncool. So that's what y'all gonna see.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Okay, somebody else just joined the panel. They wouldn't cam up for me, but they do have an avatar picture up. Are you still up here? So what? Are you still up here? Your avatar picture's down, but are you up here?
You gonna get rid of that person. That's a troll.
No. He's camming up.
Mm-hmm.
You want to add anything?
Okay.
So what?
I mean,
Okay. All right. Listen, don't come back up because I can't hear you. You're not saying anything. Like, Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this banner down. Okay. Yeah, it was another video that I was gonna play for y'all. Hold on a second. And thank you all again for being in the building and definitely that's not you're not trolling. Okay, but we can't hear you. Check your mic and come back up. Adding so much commentary to the topic. I really appreciate it, y'all.
This generation of men want submissive providers. These men expect a woman to take care of their needs, take care of the house, and be a provider. And then they wonder why she's always upset or in a bad mood. The truth is, she doesn't respect you as a man, and she's exhausted. No, she's not gonna keep going out of her way for you and doing things that you ask of her because she already does everything. She's tired of pouring and you emptying her cup. Eventually, the love that she has for you will turn to resentment. A quality woman seeks a man who embraces his duties, recognizing his role as the protector, provider, and leader. When she feels secure relying on you and confident that things will be handled, you'll witness a more feminine side of her.
So he's strictly talking to the men, and no, we're not about to turn this into a men bashing live or anything like that. We do respect our men wholeheartedly. But it just goes with the territory of why these women are probably feeling like it's over for me. I won't get married. I haven't found my mate, soulmate, or whatever. Men have to step up. Women have to step up. You have to step up in our communities and make this a thing that's of importance again. And like I said, will be my husband's helpmate. I will help him carry the weight of whatever it is that we need in order to provide for ourselves. And I think that mindset of, trust me, the thought of being a stay-at-home wife is wonderful and everything, but it doesn't work in our economical society. It just doesn't. Unless that man is a millionaire or something, making six figures or something like that, you do have to help. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just, even if you were to become a stay-at-home wife, isn't it fair to just have those things within the household done? Just the laundry, the cooking, the cleaning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that still goes with 50-50. He's out, he's bringing home the bacon, and I'm home doing my wifely duty. So what do y'all think about that?
I think that's fair. That's what I said a while ago. I think that's fair because When at one point in our marriage, my husband didn't have a job. He did the cooking and cleaning, take care of the house, laundry, the whole 9 yards. When it got to the point where he allowed me to stay at home, well, if you allow me to stay at home, the least I could do is make sure you got clean clothes, clean house, and a hot meal. That's
Exactly.
the least I could do.
Right.
Cause you going out and you being the breadwinner and you allowing me to sit at home. I don't have to go out and get none. Cause at this point in time, it was only me and him. All the kids gone. You know, it would have been more money if I had a job. But that's not necessary. That's what he said. At this point in time, right now, not necessary. If you get to a point, I feel like you need to go get a job. I'll tell you. I might need a little help. But I was supposed to stay at home and cook and clean and make sure everything was right. Take care. He bringing me the money. I pay the bills. Make sure everything taken care of. If you going to make it, the least I could do is take care of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you got a lot of people don't think like that. They don't think like that. They let the pressure. And I'm not saying that the pressures of the world ain't got to me, because believe me, I done been down that road and back. And the pressures of the world get to you. It's if you willing to stay committed in that relationship. And a lot of people get into marriages and they not really committed from the get go. They
Mm-hmm.
caught up in the whirlwind of the freshly love or the attraction, and they not really realizing what it means to be married or be in a marriage.
Right. Right.
Right. Right.
Right.
I think everybody just need to, you gotta. I don't know. Like I said, this new generation crazy. So I keep referring, like going back to that because that's all I see. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know it's deeper than that, and I know it's it takes work on both ends, and all of that. But it's crazy how cocky these women are with that whole just the way that they are going about things. Like it's just so different, so because I looked at my grandma and all, that that older side is like, I thought they were perfect, even though I'm pretty sure they wasn't. But I just was, I felt like, when I get older, I want my relationship to be like this. And it's just women went through a stage where they became men. They wanted to be, oh, you gonna be with all these women, I'm gonna be with all these men, and they got the whole double standard thing and all that. But it's taken to a whole nother level, so I can see why the divorce rate is so high. You get what I'm saying? So it's just this new generation is really messed me up. That's all.
It goes hand in hand with having morals and values. So, what would your advice be to an unmarried woman? Age doesn't matter. She could be as old as 70. But what would your advice be to an unmarried woman, Pat, who may be a little afraid to just get out
Well,
there and date and hopefully get, she wants to get married, but she has a fear of it. What would your advice be?
if she's 70, I just gonna tell her to give it up.
No.
I can't stand him. Get
He
the
said,
rope.
"Just
Get
give it
the
up."
rope.
Okay, so CEO would just say, "Give it up if you at a certain age." I think love could find anybody at any age, honestly. So
Right.
You
It
right,
can.
TT. You
Yeah,
right, TT. Don't be so hard, CEO.
I was
Because it's
completely
somebody
joking.
for everybody. If
I
you
yeah.
was
look hard enough, it's somebody for everybody.
I was
So
joking.
what
I
would your
didn't
advice
really
be
mean that.
to that woman, Pat?
My advice would be to make sure you understand the contract of marriage. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you have some kind of clear understanding of what it actually means in the contract of marriage, because that's what it is. You get a certificate; it's a contract.
Yep.
And make sure you understand, and you willing to do your 50%, because that's all you really can ask of a person is 50%.
Yep.
If it's two people, you got to go half and half. Now, along the line, one start giving more than 50% and the other one ain't reciprocating, you might need to find out what the problem is. You
Absolutely.
can't, you can't solve the problem, then it's time to go. Other than that, you try to work the problem out.
Yep. You communicate. Pert, what would your advice be? I know you're not married and you're not looking to get married, but let's say I wanted to get married. What would your advice be to me if I was looking to get married? But
Uh,
I was a little skimmish about it.
I'll just tell you, just trust your gut feeling, and if you really love that person, I would just tell go for it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, on the same beliefs, y'all have the same thoughts, um, you're really on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the understanding. Y'all both are loyal to each other. And with and not only that, y'all trust each other at the foremost. So I would say, go ahead and get married. You know what I'm saying? No matter what nobody think about how y'all met or how long you been together. I just think you just go for it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you feel. How you feel. You only got one life. You know what I'm saying? And if you're young, you always can get married over again. But
Okay,
always
I
go
would really.
again. Always,
My bad.
because you fail in your first marriage, you fail in the second marriage. You know what I mean? You might succeed better in the first marriage. In the second marriage, the first one just wasn't for you. You just thought your
Right.
heart was there, but it wasn't really what you really wanted. But the second might be what you really want, and you will hold on to it, and you might be 30, 40, 50 years. You may be married.
Sometimes it does take several,
That's it.
chances to add it to get it right. Co, I'm thinking you might say just make sure your wife ain't no OnlyFans model.
No, no, I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say that.
All right, what
But
was you gonna say?
I would definitely say, first of all, don't go chasing. Don't go looking for it. Let it be genuine when it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sitting here saying, don't look for love, but I'm just saying, just don't go rushing looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it happen. But the main thing is really get to know the person. Really, I mean, I'm talking about like let it be natural and genuine, but really get to know the person, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you thought you knew somebody, you thought you knew what was going on, and then you hit with a car. You know what I'm saying? You hit out of nowhere with, oh, you got this going on, I didn't know. You
Tell
know
me
what I'm saying?
about
So
it. Right.
real
Right.
so really understand who you're dealing with before you decide to really go down that road. That way y'all put yourselves in the best position of a successful marriage. So that's my advice right there.
Thank you so much good advice up here tonight, y'all. I really appreciate it. Let's hear what my boy Chris said, and then we'll move on to the very last and final topic of the evening. One moment.
Unmarried women. One of the ways to truly know a man's intentions is to invite him into a problem that you need solved. The next time you need tires, a new hard drive, or even that basement painted, mention it to him. Listen for his response. Watch for his actions. A real man is looking to serve and looking for a problem to solve. If your problems are being ignored, his phone calls should be ignored as well.
Facts.
Woo, he spoke a mouthful, didn't he?
Facts.
So
Yeah, that's one.
I think the gist of it, and per Pap and the CEO and Jen when she was up here, y'all all gave some really good points. Know yourself first, okay, before looking for a partner. Do your shadow work. Do the necessary, um, you know, things that need to be done to heal from past trauma, past relationship issues, insecurities. Do all of that, then look for a mate. That person will come to you. I guarantee it. And always trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. Know that you're making the best decisions for your life and choosing that partner, and just be able to hone in on that person, and the things you got going on in your life are is just as important to them as it is you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a partnership, as she said. It's a commitment that you make with sacrifice, right? And so just keep that in mind. Everybody's not going to be for you, and you're not going to be for everybody. But you got to trust in yourself, and you got to love yourself just as equally. So that's just my little encouragement word for the evening. And I really appreciated the topic. It was a lot of fun, you guys.
Hey,
Definitely,
TT, let me
definitely.
just say this right, if you don't mind.
Uh-huh.
Let me just say this right quick. People they know back in the day they used to court. They call it court back in the day. Used to court each other. You see what I'm saying? But now they don't do that. They don't do that no more. So that's another thing. They need see. I always say they need to date each
Yeah.
other more.
Take your
Learn each other.
time. There's never
Yeah.
any rush. Pace yourself through every situation. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So again, thank you guys. So the last and final topic is just it's going to be a big major one for a lot of us up here on the panel because we're mothers. Me, Purple Pap, and Jen, we're mothers. And CEO, you can chime in as well and give your point of view. Being a Black mother in particular and raising sons. And the reason why we're going to speak on this is because it also falls in with finding a husband and having a faithful mate and someone who is going to be, your backbone as well as you be his. But are Black men able to own up to that responsibility? And we got to talk about mothers and what's being taught at home during childhood, because that's a big thing. You have to rear a child, into becoming an adult man. So let me grab these two videos and then we'll get into the discussion.
What's up, y'all? Y'all listen. I wanted to do a quick post for all my single mothers out there. I just had this conversation with one of my greatest friends, and I wanted to pass this on. For all the single mothers who have a son, and they raise their son by themselves. Once the son grows up and he starts to become a man, you gotta let him go. You have to allow him to make mistakes, and we just meditate and pray that our sons make the right decisions. But there's one thing that you can't do is teach a man how to be a man. And in so many cases, we would prefer our sons to be safe than to truly navigate the pathway of being a strong Black man in America. A lot of us we don't know this, but in my research, I found that one of the main ways that America broke Black men was through Black mothers, because the Black mothers wanted to protect their sons from death. So they broke the sons instead of allowing white men to do it. So I'm just saying this. I just told a friend of mine that she was afraid that her son may die because of some of the choices that he made, from trying to be a strong Black man. And I told her personally, and I'm not projecting this on you all, this is just my opinion. I would rather my son, and I don't have a child, so take that into consideration, but I would rather my son die trying to be strong. And I told her I would rather die now fighting for what I believed in than working in a cubicle at the Social Security office or in the mailroom and living to be 80. So, my best lessons in business and in life came through mistakes. Like, my mom said she was so afraid when I went to the Million Man March alone. I bought my own ticket and I went alone. I didn't go with a group. I moved to New York homeless, to get my first record deal. And I had to make those mistakes. I had to test life. So, if you have instilled those things in your child will be just fine in most cases. And if not, celebrate in your child's want to be a real man, to be a real king, and that's just my personal opinion and my spirit. It was just laid on my spirit to let the mothers know that. Let your son go. Let him go out in the world and hunt. Allow him to be the man that he's supposed to be. Allow him to go find that manhood that he was not blessed to have in the home. And that's just my personal opinion. I wasn't going to do any more posts today, but that was laid on my spirit. I love y'all. Bye.
All right, shout out to David Banner. He had some strong words for us Black mothers and single mothers that are raising sons alone. I think that he spoke the truth. I think that he, spoke from the heart. And, as he said, he doesn't have any children. He's just basing that off of what he's seen, and, experienced through other people. So, what are your points of views on this topic, Perp and Pat?
Purp, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. I feel like no, he's wrong for just saying that. Just let your son get out there and experience things of his own, because that might have been okay back in the day, but in today's world, no, it's not like that. You can't just let your son, just go out there and be the man that he's meant to be. Okay, and we as mothers, we can raise good young men, honorable young men, strong young men, educated young men. We can do that. You see what I'm saying? But I do think he's wrong as far as saying, just letting our kids, putting our boys out there, let them just go out there and experience life, because it's not like he's saying it is. It's not like that. 20, 30 years, 40 years ago, it may have been. 30 years ago, it may have been 20, yeah. But like today's world, with all the police unaliving men's, and people come up missing, as we see here in the 200 some men's people coming missing, buried unalive and them buried, and nobody knew where they were. You got people, young men can't even go in the store, even just let him just go to the store on his own, go get his own drink. He can't even do that. They're still being harassed. So no, I don't think that's not happening. It's no time soon, until we get everything in order.
Absolutely, Perp. And take into consideration that you may be lacking a male figure in the home, whether it be the daddy, the stepdaddy, older brother, uncle, grandpa, it doesn't matter. You can always reach out to certain programs and ask for male mentorship for your young king. That's going to help aid and rear, in the things that they need to know. Because there are things as women we cannot teach these young men. And she's absolutely right in when she says that. We pray over our children. I hope we're all doing that. But when we send them out into the world, they have to fend for themselves. And there's just some key things that they need to know in order to survive out here in the world. So, um, Steve Harvey did a show on Black young men and mentorship and the importance of it. And I do have a small clip that I'm going to play for you guys, and then you guys can tell me what you think.
Yeah, but
They want to make good choices. It's just they have a hard time. And if they don't have someone to emulate, it's that much harder for them.
Yeah, see, that's the truth of it. And what I try to get single moms to understand is that wanting to have someone to emulate, it cannot be you. Because what they struggling with and what they trying to figure out, man, can only be taught by a man. I'm telling you, Jalen, let me ask you something, man. How do you think it went?
I think it went really good because first when Ben came, I thought he was a stranger to me. And I didn't want to say anything to him, I thought this was a joke at first. I didn't really take it serious, but then at the end of the day, I started thinking, I was like, this is somebody that can help me out. This is somebody that is successful in life. They've done things that I would like to do, be very successful. When I got stuff off my chest, like manhood, he said it's real, the real world. It's crazy. Things happen. It's not given to you. Things aren't given to you. You have to work for it.
So those young men are living in a single mother household, and they were introduced to a mentor through Steve Harvey. And as you can see, it did make a big impact on them in just that short amount of time. So, if you're a single mom and you're struggling, it doesn't matter your race. If you're a single mom, period, and you're raising a boy or boys and you're struggling with anything, reach out, seek some help, because there is help out there, and there's always somebody willing to listen to not only your woes and your issues, but also your children's, because they have a voice as well. And if we can get it to start at home, you know, turning back the hands of time and letting them grow up and be kids and enjoy their childhood and not have so many of these pressures put on them, and also having strong male figures implemented in their life, I believe we can curb some of this violence that's taking place. I believe that we'll see a change and a difference. And I believe that if they feel that we care, they'll care. Was there
Right.
anything else that you wanted to add to that, Perp or Pap?
No, I let Pep go ahead. No, that's nothing. But you're right though. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, we got to start somewhere.
Right, and it started home. Right.
And you're always, preaching on how we, some of these kings step over these young kings and show them a different way and show them they don't have to pick up a pistol. They don't have to resort to violence. They don't have to go rob that store. There's people out here that they can reach out to that care enough,
Right.
about the issues that they're going through. And, we have problem solvers out here. That's a natural gift that we all have. Just putting our minds together, working together can make some differences. Pap, did you want to add anything?
She on silent.
She's
And
still
some
on mute.
and sometime and sometimes people sometimes the kids can't talk to their parents, so they can probably feel more comfortable going outside talking to someone else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's so much that school counselors is going to get involved in. But encourage your encourage your children not to be ashamed to go talk to the school counselor. That's what they're there for. They may be able to go through some resources and put them in touch with somebody that could be willing to help in their community. You just don't never know where help can come from. You don't know where your blessing is lying in wait. So, you know,
I
um,
want to touch on Perk point and David Banner point.
okay.
David Banner is, in my opinion, I'm not saying you're wrong, Perk. I'm just saying he right. Because at a certain point, you did let yours go too. You let him get out there. You just looking at it at a different perspective than what he's saying. Because at a certain point, a single mother, a mother period, whether you got a man in the house with you, you still got to let your son go at a certain extent. That don't mean you ain't doing nothing for him. You ain't holding his hand. And he don't know you holding his hand. It's what you instill in them and what you teach them. That's the reason why you can say that a woman can raise a strong man, because it's what he can. They can, because you did. A lot of women have, but you instilled in them what you felt like a man was and what a man was supposed to be. They found somewhere within them to figure out what that was. And you did let them go to a certain extent, and that's what he touching on. You have to let, if nothing to see if what you taught him helped or was right or wrong, led him in the right way or the wrong way. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to let them go, because they gonna make you let them go. I'm going here, and you look at him. If it's an age, you looking at my baby way, and then I can say he of age, he can make his own decision. You letting them go then, and
Well,
and
right,
single
because
parents.
I
Because
see, and that's
I was
you right, because I felt like that before my son passed away. But after he passed away, I'm like, nah, my thought, my whole frame, my mind frame has changed on, as far as on something like that. Yeah, you right. I did that at first, but I thought I think he had that happened, and my oldest son, I'd be like, nah, we trying to control him, but hell, he's 39 years old. I can't control him.
See, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's a blow to you for a whole lot of reasons. That was your child, and he
Yeah,
was a good child. He tried to do what society say was supposed to be going on, but don't take this the wrong way. I'm just putting it in
yeah,
perspective for you. He was sitting somewhere he wanted to be because you let him go. You
right,
had to let him be somewhere he wanted to be. Yours was a fucking fluke. That was bullshit. It shouldn't have never happened.
right, right,
That's why
right,
it's so hard for you to understand. For you to see that point David Banner made, that you have to let him go.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely right. You most definitely right.
So there's always
Yeah.
going to be that question on, as a single mother raising a black young king in your household, am I making all the right choices? Am I steering him in the right direction? Is there something I'm leaving out? I'm not saying, does he understand me? Do I understand him? Nancy Boyd Franklin has a PhD in psychology, and she wrote a book called Boys into Men. And the title of the book is Raising Our African American Teenage Sons. And that book is on sale for $5.89, moms. You can always go look it up on Amazon. You can get the audio book, but it's always a helpmate in any questions that you may have. And, don't feel ashamed of not knowing the answers to your questions, because we don't always have the answers. But that is the book that you may be able to benefit from if you are raising a black king in your household.
That's right. Good information, TT. Good tip. And I'm gonna put out. I was a single mom. It was 12 years before I got married again after I divorced, and my kids were small, and they was growing up. When I got married to my husband, I think my son was 16, 17, somewhere on in there. My oldest son. So I was raising. For that time, I was basically a single mom. I'm raising these men too. So single moms, we gotta stick together. We gotta figure out what we gotta do. And the one thing that we necessarily got to do is keep some kind of man in their life.
Yeah.
What's your perspective of a strong man is? If it ain't but somebody you see you might work with, or you just, if you don't do nothing, look how he doing this, or look what he doing, or such and such been on their job for a long time. Little stuff you never know what gems you might drop in their ears. So, cause
Right.
you did a good job. You did a
Right.
good job. Your young king was a king. He was a young king.
Yeah. 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 But I understand what you're saying, because when my oldest son was growing up, I had when I thought I had a problem that I could not handle, I would get my cousin to talk to him, or my uncle to talk to him. He said, "What's wrong with him?" He got a problem. He getting a little bit too managed around. He getting a little too grown. And they take it to the side, and when they go fishing or whatever, go to the store, whatever. They had that talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, take them fishing, show them how to, put on a tie, things like that. They're always going to benefit from that. And we love to see it. We definitely love to see it. We love to see our young kings being reared in the right direction, because, as we've been saying, they have to grow up and marry our daughters and become husbands and lead our country. So we need them to be strong. And
because I remember back in the day, TT, I used to see young boys up on the hood with their fathers and stuff. And they had to check in the oil and stuff up under the car, see what's going on. I used to love to see a young boy with his daddy trying to change the battery, pouring coke on the battery and getting to clean the battery cables and stuff. You don't see men nowadays with their boys up on the hood and they can see what's going on with why, spark plugs, just a simple spark plugs, and put water in, put windshield wiper fluid in the windshield wiper and oil and stuff. And you don't see men doing that to the transmission. You don't see men doing it no more. They take their cars to the shop. These young boys now, they don't even know how to fix on no car. They don't know nothing about no transmission fluid. They don't know about no oil to go get, wait to get. They don't know nothing no more. They don't know nothing.
But they know all about what's playing on GTA and how to put in code on the video game and everything else. Yeah, so we need it. We definitely need it, and we're hoping that we can see more black men stepping up. Whether it's your child or not, stepchild, we don't care. Just become a mentor. You don't realize how much you can help change, be an influence, and make a change in a young man's life who may be lacking that strong male figure. So
that's right.
All right, I'm gonna play one more video and then we gonna get on up out of here. It's been so much fun. I appreciate y'all so much.
You're more than welcome.
Don't raise your child to be too obedient. Make sure to tell them these 9 things. 1. No matter who you're talking to, speak up loudly and confidently. Don't shy away from making eye contact. 2. Don't be afraid of socializing. And don't overly concern yourself with the friendships among classmates. 3. Learn to say no to things you don't want to do, even if it's a teacher asking. 4. If a classmate says something negative to you, confidently respond and stand up for yourself. 5. If someone wants something from you and you don't want to give it, don't timidly refuse. Ask them, what are you offering me in return? 6. When you feel wronged, remember to immediately tell your parents. They will always support you. 7. Don't place too much importance on how your teacher perceives you. 8. Have the courage to say no when faced with unfairness. 9. Always maintain self-confidence. Nobody likes someone who lacks confidence. May God protect your child and help them grow strong.
Amen.
Amen.
So pray over your children, y'all. Watch your meat intake, whether you're on a vegan journey or not. Just try to cut back as much as you can. Read your labels and get on that recall list through the FDA, so that you know that the food that you're serving yourselves and your family is healthy enough to serve. What else was it, Perp? Oh, trust in yourself when dating. If you're looking to marry, make sure that that is your partner designed for you. Trust in yourself, communicate, and have trust for your partner. Was there anything else, you guys, or did I cover just about everything?
I think we got about everything, my sister.
All right.
Good live. I love it. Good, very good.
I just want to thank you and Pat Perp for being here and being such good friends to me. I also want to thank Jen and the CEO for being guests on the panel. Jen, thank you so much for being a co-host and giving me those topics for this evening. I want to thank everybody that came through in the chat, all the subscribers. And I also want to thank y'all. Don't call me or y'all going to drop me down. I also want to thank my family for all of their support and all of their encouragement, and everybody else close to me that's been encouraging me. Go live, TT. You got this. You can do this. I just appreciate y'all and love y'all so much. I also want to let you guys know that I will be doing the cutest pet challenge, and I moved it to March because I do have to still collect judges, and I also have to collect gift cards to give out to the winners. So if you're interested in becoming a judge, please email me at trina.davis@gmail.com. That's TREINADAVIS@gmail.com. And also, if you're interested in submitting your pet to be in the contest, you can also email me there as well, or just drop a comment down on my community post and we'll enter them in. I'm so glad that I came live. I missed you guys so very much, and I look forward to this year and what all I have coming for you guys and what I have in store. And please keep an eye out, like I said, on my community wall, because I will be doing a missing child poster every day, every other month until the end of 2024. So with that being said, strong hearts, I love you all, and I greatly appreciate you.
Go live, TT.
Thank you,
Good
Tab.
live.
Thank you, Kurt.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Good night, y'all.
Blessings, everybody.